I think it's going. I'm not sure. Not sure. Not sure. Okay, to do something. Yeah, there you go. Going live. Yeah, it's pretty slow. Going live. I'll just turn that off so that people can see it. But, alright, what's going on, guys? What's going on? How are you doing today? An error occurred. What's going on? Can you guys all hear me? If you guys can hear me, you just let me know if you can hear me. Playback error. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Just want to make sure that people can actually hear me, you know? I want to make sure that the sound is off. Huh, that's odd. Cool. We'll see if I can do. Let's take a look at this property here, guys, real quick, because it seems like it is deactivate default video format. Okay. Kuchon. Hi guys. Says hi guys. And let me just. I feel like the quality is not that great.
Yeah, it doesn't seem.
So this is the actual live. I mean, I can try and make the um, quality, I guess, 1080p. I guess I can make that go up.
Will it be even more delayed though?
I don't know. Can you guys all hear us? Oh, Mint is here. Hi, Mint. Mint. Minty Cho. I think it makes it. I think it makes it delayed when I go up and um, higher quality. I don't know. I just hope that you guys can all hear me well because I feel like one of the things that really make people not want to.
Also, it keeps like stopping.
Exactly, it keeps buffering. So the stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use bitrate of 4500. Just trying to see if I can pull that out. Main chat. Oh, Kyochun says, please let me know how to use this channel. Yeah, so hopefully you guys can all hear us. Let me go back to, well, I can stay on this. Kyochun, nice to meet you. I don't think I've seen you before here. My channel is basically about teaching conversational English to Koreans, specifically Koreans. I recommend you go through my shorts. There's a lot of great videos, I think, or informational videos that you might find helpful if you go through shorts. Also, please go through some of my main videos. They have some I think I cover a lot about um, a lot on phrases, and a lot on idioms. Um, and so yeah, just try it out. How did you find my channel? Did it just pop up?
It's funny as you're looking at that.
I know. Yeah, I'm looking. I should be kind of looking over here, but
Mhm.
so I don't know what to do to make. Maybe it's the latency. Maybe I need to do something with the latency. Oh, latency. um, but
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my phone. Hopefully.
Can you see it on the computer and it'll look?
Yeah. Like yeah, I can go back to this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one of the things I think we'll try something new here is I actually opened up the chat to everybody. So people who are watching, if you guys are not subscribed, you guys can also join in and just type in whatever messages you want. How do you feel? How are you doing today? How was your day? How was your day, guys? Thank you, Yubin. Yubin's back.
It's true.
Yeah, you remember him, right? Yubin. I think Yubin was the one that was trying to go on a date. How did your date go? Was that him? Or was that somebody else?
I don't remember. I don't know your viewers.
Oh, good. Same old, same old. All right. All right. Let me hear back from all the other people. I want to hear back from you guys. I know Mint was here. Mint, how are you doing? I know you were here last time, and forgive me if I'm wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong, guys. But were you the one that went on a blind date last week? So you'll notice that the pop-ups are going to be delayed a little bit because of the fact that I wanted to still make the quality high enough. Because if I make it low quality, it can make it boom, 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 boom.
Mhm.
That's what the latency does, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Do you think it'd be better to move this over here so you're at least looking? Because right now you're like looking away from me.
That's true.
So
You're right. You're right.
Which probably throws people off.
Yeah. Okay. I'll look at the camera.
Or if you need to see this, then like.
No,
You
that's
used
fine.
to call me.
Oh wait, what the? Hey, it is you. This is my high school friend.
You were
That
like,
is so funny.
wondering about that.
유빈아, 잘 지냈니? I knew it was you. I knew it was him. 유빈아, 반갑다. This is my high school friend. That's so funny. So guys, let me introduce you guys to Yubin Lee. He's my high school friend. This is a while ago, but I just there's a lot of Yubin's a pretty popular name, but he had the last name Lee, and I remember the last name, and it could be anybody else, but I was like, it's probably somebody else, but yeah.
That's funny.
Great, great. Good to see you, Yubin. How are you doing, man? It's been such a long time, and I wanted to connect with you guys, with everybody when I went back to Korea last year, but it was tough because everybody's busy doing their own thing. Um, Yubin actually is a really good speaker. He I think lived in New Zealand for a little bit, so he's a pretty good, and he plays the guitar really well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
We settled in Paris because I'm going to school here right now. So we're not settled. We're
Yeah,
here
we're not
temporarily for school.
yeah. Yeah, so that's a good question. So wondering why you guys settled in Paris. Yeah. So settled it would not be the right word for us right now. I don't think we're settled in Paris. We're living in Paris.
We're paused.
Yeah. Great, great. So we all 17 are waiting for you. 17
Your
is
group?
the 17 is the year of our it's the 17th year for us. So like since establishment of the school.
Mm-hmm. You were
Does
year
that make
17.
sense? Yeah, we're
graduating
years
class.
graduating class 17. Yeah. Yeah. So cool, cool. I'm so happy that you joined for the second time. Was that you that went on a blind date?
Give us some.
You think so?
I don't know.
Maybe it was somebody else. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. Cool. So I have some questions for you guys. I have some questions for you guys. And 여러분 만약에 조금 이게 어려우시다 그러시면은 그러니까 여기에다가 채팅창에 이렇게 적어보기가 좀 부끄럽거나 아니면은 어렵게 여겨지시는 분들은 제가 말하는 거 따라하는 것만으로도 도움이 될 것 같다고 생각을 해요. 그러니까 제가 천천히 얘기하는 것들, 질문하는 것들 한 번씩 따라서 한번 큰 소리로 소리 내어 보면은 좋을 것 같아요. I am going to ask you some questions. I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question. Yeah. How did you spend your free time during the pandemic? How did you spend your free time during the pandemic? Right.
Asking me.
Sure, you can go first.
Or what?
Well, I'm asking both
Everyone.
you and the viewers here, but how did you guys spend your free time during the pandemic? Okay, so, oops, let me push this here. Let me write this for you guys. How did you spend your free time during the pandemic? Right? How did you spend your free time during the pandemic? Okay. How did you spend your free time during the pandemic? And this is an interesting question because we were all in different places during the pandemic, or at least when it started. Ah, interesting.
Like a couch potato.
I
also did some of that.
like a couch potato, right? Like a couch potato. Yeah.
I also did that.
So, Kyochon, you can say like I binge watched all the videos on Netflix or something like that. But Netflix marathon, like that's a pretty cool phrase. Yeah, I'd say I binge watched a lot of TV shows. I definitely did watch a lot of Netflix during the beginning of the pandemic. And how about you? How did you spend your free time during the pandemic?
Well, actually, like when it started, I was pretty much working. I was taking care of a child. I was working as an au pair, so I actually was. We were at their house, but I was actually working. So it was like 8 a.m. or actually 7 a.m. He would wake me up and I would take care of him all day. And then in the evening, I would have time to binge watch or something like that.
What would you do on your free time though?
I would go explore LA a little bit. Like I would go on a hike or something, or sometimes I was just too exhausted. So I would go for a run and then I would shower and watch a TV show and eat dinner and that was it. Or read or something.
Cool.
So,
yeah, we got some interesting comments. Stefan said, I dated my ex-girlfriend or traveled with her.
Oh, you traveled, okay.
Yeah, so I dated my ex-girlfriend during the pandemic. Yubin says, I studied OPIC test to get a job, and your videos are really helpful. I speak with your vocabulary. Great.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. Kyochon says, binge watch. Oh, well, that's what yeah. And I used to go hiking. Awesome. I think I also used to go hiking during the pandemic or during my free time. It was tough because during the beginning of the pandemic, they actually shut down the trails and the park as well. So they said you can go for a walk, but you can't use the public spaces. So that was really troubling. Yeah, goof around without getting anything done. I think that's the answer that we all have in our heads, you know. We just goof around without getting anything done. Yeah. Kyochon, everybody look at Kyochon's comment, guys. Um he says, "I'm a beer person, but cuz of the pandemic, um I goofed around without getting anything done." Yeah. Do you remember when um the public spaces like public parks was also closed
Mm-hmm.
during like the very beginning of the pandemic or
Yeah,
during the
you just
summer?
literally stay in your
Yeah.
house. And if, I mean, we had, the house I was staying in had a little bit of a yard, so I could go outside and, like, get some fresh air or walk around the neighborhood. But some people are stuck in apartment buildings and things like that, which is just,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's really, really hard. Although,
Speak slower for everybody.
oh, sorry.
I know some of you guys are really, really great speakers, but I know some people are not. So I want to make it so that it's easier for you guys to understand and enunciate. Great. Were you about to say something?
Oh, I was going to say that I did know some people who so during the pandemic, at least where I was, you were allowed to leave your house if you were going to a doctor's appointment or I think grocery shopping, like a minimal amount of grocery shopping and certain things that were necessary. So I knew people who would pretend that they were going there, like they would bring things that looked like they were going to either the doctor's office or groceries or something, even if they weren't, so that if they got caught, they'd be like, "Oh no, I'm heading home from wherever," but they were just going for a walk because they really needed to get out.
Right. That's funny.
So they would like have like a printed out doctor's like appointment that was like fake.
Yeah.
And they would be like, "Oh look, I'm coming back."
Yeah. I remember taking a walk near my neighborhood, but at one point I thought that it felt unsafe just even walking out into the neighborhood. And it's kind of scary thinking back to those times.
The day before COVID, we got like sent home and like had to be quarantined for COVID. I was flying back from Mexico, so the day after I flew back, I couldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
So if I had stayed in Mexico for one more day, I might have been stuck in Mexico. Would have been interesting.
Yeah. So Kyochon says back in the day, if you got a vaccine shot, you could go anywhere freely, right? Back in the day, if you got a vaccine shot, you could go anywhere freely. Okay. So again, 여러분들이 여기다가 조금 이렇게 활성화 있게 이 채팅을 적으면요, 제가 고쳐드려요. 그러니까 여러분들이 문법적으로 좀 어렵다고 싶은 것들은 제가 고쳐드리기 때문에 자유롭게 활성화 되게끔 정말 자유롭게 편하게 쓰셔도 돼요. Okay? That's okay. And I know you guys have multiple YouTube accounts. I have multiple YouTube accounts. 여러분들 분명히 유튜브 어카운트 한 개 말고 더 여러 개 있으실 거예요. 그래서 부끄러우신 분들은 그냥 뭐 비공개 계정으로 해서 여기다가 자유롭게 메시지 적으세요. 영어로. 오케이? 그리고 제가 고쳐드릴 거예요. 제가 수정하고 제가 영어로 고쳐드릴 거니까 영어로 활성화 있게 채팅창에 이렇게 적어주시면 좋을 것 같아요. Alright? Cool. So feel free, guys. Feel free to write anything you want. And, it can be something like, hey, how's it going? Something that you want to say or something that you learned. But cool. Thank you for writing, guys. I know I'm seeing some new people here, which is good.
Zillionaire is excited to see me.
Zillionaire. Yeah. Okay, so Lewis Lake says, Louise, it's probably Louise, right? Louise Lake says, one of my favorite songs is Love Yourself by Justin Bieber.
It's a good one.
That's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go?
It's a good- Let's take a quick song break.
Yeah. That's
Should
the
pull out the
commercial.
guitar.
That's the commercial right there. Okay. What about the rest of you? What about what's your favorite song? What is your favorite song, and what is
I
your
don't have
favorite
a
movie?
favorite song. I don't. I can't. Favorite. I can't answer the favorite question. I never can. But one of my favorite movies is called The Man from Uncle. It's really fun.
Is that
It's
a
not a very profound movie. It's just like very kind of like silly, fun, not realistic, but it's a good movie.
what is it called again?
The Man from Uncle.
The Man from Uncle.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting title. The
Yeah,
Man
it used
from
to be
Uncle.
an old TV show, and then they remade the movie, and the movie's a lot of
Mhm.
fun. It's not quality, but it's good.
Great. Korean life. It's been a while since I saw your YouTube live. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming back. I know I had a lot of viewers that I think left me. But so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong. But so thanks for coming back. So it's Korean life. I've been living in Saipan for almost 5 months.
It's cool.
Great. Great. How is Saipan? Is it Saipan or Saipan? Saipan, right? The Philippines,
I don't know
I think.
how to pronounce it. The proper way to pronounce it.
Oh, I love Leon. Leon in Korean we would say Leon.
Leon. It's
Leon.
French, right? So
Right,
Leon.
Leon. Actually, that would be the right pronunciation.
Lion.
Leon. If you were American, how would you read that?
Leon.
Leon.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Leon. Leon. I'm just gonna say Leon because that's the actual official way to pronounce it. Leon was very, very well done. Do you remember watching? Did I watch it with you?
It's the assassin type of, like the older guy who's French, and then the little girl.
Yeah. It's with Natalie Portman when she was very, very young,
Yeah, I've seen it.
and it's with
The French actor.
yeah, very good. It was such a good movie.
It was a good movie. I agree.
Parasite. Dylan, welcome. Dylan says Parasite. It is one of the greatest movies. I agree with you. I agree. I definitely agree. Korean Life says, sometimes I want to go back to Korea. I miss the Korean foods. I am with you on that. I am with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I am with you on
Same.
that. So me too, me three.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, 만성일님, very good to see you again. Pablo Neruda.
Is that a movie?
I have never heard of that movie. We're still talking about the movie, I think.
I mean, I know the name, but I didn't. Is that a movie?
Yeah,
Also?
I don't know. I think so. My favorite movie is Il Postino. The movie is about Neruda. What is the movie about? So my favorite movie is definitely going to be Good Will Hunting. I watched Good Will Hunting at least 5 or 6 times, and I've watched particular scenes more than 20 times. There's this scene with Matt Damon and what's his name? Why can't I remember his name? Not Robert. Robin Williams. Yes,
Oh.
sorry. Robin Williams and Matt Damon sit at a park and they talk about Matt's life, and it's such an amazing scene. And you know, this is how you guys need to learn English. I started watching Good Will Hunting when I was I think when I was in middle school. And you know, when I was in middle school, I didn't have a very strong vocabulary. And then I realized while I was watching Goodwill Hunting, I realized there are some words that I could pick out, and some certain words that I think was great for me to pick up. And I still remember this word, mesmerizing. Mesmerizing.
Mm.
And this word was used by Robin Williams, and he says, um, he talks about the churches that he's been to in Europe, and he talks about how Matt's never been out of Boston. And it's interesting because certain words you will never forget because you watch and you pick it up so many times repeatedly. And that's why I really focus on watching videos and actually interacting with videos as much as you can because certain words, when you watch it over and over again, you will never forget it. Um, sorry, I was going on a little rant there. Let's read some comments. One of my favorite songs is Golden Hour.
Yeah.
The piano melody of the song is fantastic.
It's a beautiful song.
I don't know Jake. I've seen it. He pops up everywhere, and I've never even clicked on him. But his song is good. Is he just an influencer, or is he like a?
I mean, he's a musician,
Right.
but I think he went viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
And that's how he
Yeah.
was found out. But that doesn't. I mean, he's still
Right. No. He's a good. The song is great.
Yeah.
The song is great.
It's really beautiful.
But
favorite food.
My favorite food. So you can just call me James. You can don't call me teacher. So you can call me James or Gung. When I'm speaking English, I'm James. When I'm speaking in Korean, I'm Gung. So, now again, if we're speaking in Korean for the sake of being Korean, we would have to say it formally. But you could just call me James. My favorite food, right now would be 짜장면. I mean, I think that's
Almond
like
croissants.
that's like no, it's a 짜장면.
I know, but I'm saying, what about almond croissants?
Oh, what about almond croissants? I've had that though. I haven't had 짜장면. I'm just like craving it right now. Okay, cool. I always root for you guys. Great. I would say I am rooting for you guys. I'm always rooting for you guys. You can say both.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
say that.
great. Thank you so much, Louise Lake. I'm rooting for you as well. And thank you for commenting here. Great.
Yeah, movies are long a lot of the time. That's true.
Exactly. So Dylan says, I actually like watching movies, but I don't watch them. I don't really watch them. I'm too busy to make time for movies. Yeah, you must be very busy. What I recommend you do, Dylan, is I recommend you watch movie reviews, and there are sometimes um, certain scenes that gets uploaded because they are really important scenes for the movie, and I actually that's how I studied English back then. I would go up on YouTube and just search movie scenes, and I would find movie scenes that I think are really interesting and that I like in a movie, and I would just watch that over and over again.
Walking Dead and Ozark. I've heard of Ozark. I heard it was really good. I haven't watched it. And I also, I mean, everyone knows The Walking Dead, but I feel like it's so long now. There's just so much of it to watch that it's overwhelming. So I don't want to start it. But Ozark is on my list.
Okay, so Bansangil님 says background is Sicily in Italy. Okay, so the movie takes place. The movie takes place in Sicily,
Or the
Italy.
setting is.
You can say the setting is Sicily, comma Italy, and it's about Neruda who meets who meets an Italian postman, and they become friends. Okay, so The setting, you'd say the setting. The setting is Sicily, comma, Italy. And it is about Neruda. I'm guessing that's the name of the person. Neruda, who meets an Italian postman and they become friends together. Cool. Quick question. How many languages do you guys speak? I speak 7 languages.
Which ones?
Korean, Arabic, Chinese, English, French.
Yeah?
Why are you laughing at me?
Go ahead, keep going. 2 more.
Japanese and Arabic. I said Arabic.
Liar.
No, I only speak 2. I do speak a little bit of Chinese. 你好吗？我觉得我是韩国人。我的汉语水平真不好，可是我很努力学习。I used to be a better speaker in high school, but I think I think I'm a little uh, I think it's a little rusty right now.
I used to speak better Spanish, probably a lot like your Chinese, and it's kind of gone away, but I still speak some Spanish, and I'm learning French in France, and I speak English, and that's about it. I just started learning Korean, so I can't really say that I speak any Korean yet, but like I'm learning slowly.
Great. So Louise, no, Dylan says jjajangmyeon is the best food. Not gonna lie, NGL. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Now, Dylan, can you explain what NGL means for everybody? Not gonna lie. When do you say that? Dylan is a very, very good speaker. I think he would be a very, very good speaker as well. His grammar um, is usually on point. So if you can tell us when you use not gonna lie, when would you use that? Louise says, do you also teach English one-on-one for a middle school student who is about to start going to an international school from
Correct.
from the current Korean public school? I don't. You can email me. You can email me about the lesson inquiries, but I usually teach adults. I usually teach adults, and I usually teach conversational English. Okay, um, but if you guys are looking for lessons and if you guys are looking for teachers, do email me about what you guys want to um, achieve when it comes to your language goal, and we can talk separately. Mansangil also says, I can speak 4 languages. That's very impressive. That is impressive. I can speak 4 languages: Korean, Japanese, English, and Chinese.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome.
Now, Dylan says, right? Dylan says, who speaks better French, James or Aiden?
Should we say? Should we try?
Bonjour.
Well, you introduce
Bonjour.
yourself.
Je suis coréen. Je m'appelle Gung. Enchanté.
Good.
Let's bring it. Come on.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Aiden. Je suis née le 23 juillet 2001. Je suis américaine, mais aujourd'hui, j'habite à Paris, en France, avec mon mari, James. Oui. J'étudie à l'Université américaine de Paris.
Je suis coréen. Je m'appelle.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, you know.
Granted, I'm studying it in school and taking a class, and he's trying to do it at home, so it's not a fair fight here.
Je m'appelle Gu. Je suis coréen. enchanté. Bonjour. Um, yeah, so I guess we don't really need to say or answer that question, Dylan. So Dylan explained it. Not gonna lie, it means 거짓말 안 하고, right? So we can say this when we want to speak when we want to say the word honestly, like honestly, I love Korean food. Honestly, I love Korean food. Not gonna lie, I love Korean food, right? Yeah. So, okay, I have another question for you guys. So, thank you for answering those questions. Let's talk about if I can get my mouse to move. The next question is what is the most important gift you received and why? Okay. What is the most important gift? I'm going to just change it to you received. And describe why. Okay. What is the most important gift you've received and why?
That's tough.
Let's get some people to give people to think about this a little bit. What is the most important gift you received and why? And describe why. I'll go first. I will go first. The most important gift I received was a wallet from my wife. um, this was important to me. This is important to me because I still have it. And it's really important because I think wallets are something you always carry with you. Wallets are also something that you want to have. Not only is it something you always want to have, but it's also something you want to have. It's something you want it to be durable. You want it to be durable because you always have it with you. And the wallet that my wife got me is a very nice leather wallet that will last for another several years.
Hopefully. Is this a real live stream? Yes, this is a real.
No, it's fake. It's fake.
You're
an AI.
Actually, yeah, I'm
You're an
ChatGPT.
AI.
I answer all of those questions.
Yeah. Well, I can't be an AI because I screwed up with my answer so much. Okay.
The most important gift I received is my son. That's a very good gift. Can't really beat that.
Pebble Beach, that was pretty touching. The most important gift I've received is my son. Yeah. That's really interesting. Yeah.
Oh, Jack Reacher, I love that movie.
Can you read that comment slowly?
Yeah, HHJ39 says, whenever I see your wife, she reminds me of the main character of the movie Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. Her role in that movie was a soldier. Do you know her? I think so. I'd have to look up to remember exactly who that is, but I did see that movie. It was good. It was fun. Yeah, that was a good one. You want to read the next one?
Yeah, Pebble Beach says, because he always makes me think and can't sleep at night, and make lots of things to do constantly, so no time to goofing around. Okay, so Pebble Beach, just one little adjustment. I would say because he always makes me um, because he always makes me think and not be able to sleep. Because he always makes me think and not be able to sleep. Um, there is no time to goof around. Because he always makes me think and make me lose sleep at night, there is no time to goof around. Right? Then Sungil says, I received expensive watches or watch. I received an expensive watch from my brother. I always wear the watch when I go out, and I don't think I need other watches anymore. I received an expensive watch from my brother. I always wear the watch when I go out, and I don't think I need other watches anymore.
That's cool. That's awesome.
How about you? How about you?
That's a good question.
You're gonna say my son too?
My son, if I had a son or daughter, which I don't, um, the most important gift? Should I follow the trend and be like, my sister? I do really like my sister. She's awesome. But
That's so interesting because when I think about the word gift, I just kept thinking about
good.
a physical, a tangible object. But I love how you guys are being creative, and that's really really cool. Like a gift from God, right? Is what HH39 says. Okay, so Dylan says, the most important gift that I've ever gotten is a letter from my mom. I got it when I was serving my military service, and it still makes me cry when I read it. Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's good.
Perfect answer. I'm guessing that it hasn't been a long time since you've gotten discharged. For me, I mean, I feel like when I think back to the military times, there's a lot of things that make me want to kind of reminisce. But um, that's a really good answer. I like that answer a lot. So Pebble Beach. So not be able to sleep. There is no time to goof around. No time to goof around. Yeah, good, good. So you said your sister. Why?
Um, Probably because, well, like growing up, we moved around a bit, and my sister and I were actually very close, and we're still very close. We were always good friends. We didn't argue a lot or hate each other like some siblings, unfortunately. And we were each other's best friends when we moved to a new state or country or whatever. We always had each other to play with, and I think I just got really lucky because I always had a really good, close friendship relationship with her. So if other things or other people in my life were, not comfortable or causing problems or didn't exist because we had just moved, I still had someone to play with and to talk to and to, complain about my parents with or whatever. I think it was a really good support to have growing up. Is it warm and cheerful?
Can you read that, please?
Um, Louise Lake?
Just as it is, and then I'll fix it.
Yeah. Okay. It is a warm and cheerful comment that my daddy left on my blog, who passed away 5 years ago. It still remains and is still.
Rooting me a lot.
Oh, you're right. Rooting me a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very, very touching, touching answer. That's very deep and it's very touching. I'm sorry for your loss. It's been some time now, huh? So, I would say it is a warm and cheerful. I would say the most important gift I received was a warm and cheerful comment that my daddy left on my blog, who passed away 5 years ago. The most important gift I received was a warm and cheerful comment that my daddy left on my blog, who passed away 5 years ago. It still remains and is still
Cheering me on,
cheering me on,
or
cheering me on.
or it makes me feel like he is still rooting for me, or it reminds me that he is still rooting for me, or something
Yeah.
like that.
That's a very, very good answer. Thank you. Thank you, Luis. The most important gift is resilient from my parents. Whatever happens to me, I can go through it. Could you fix that?
Yeah, the most important gift is the resilience I got from my parents. Whatever happens to me, I can get through it. You could say go through it, but I think get through it is more what you mean.
Yeah. So resilience, get through it. Good. Very good. Awesome. Thank you for your answers, guys. Thank you for your answers. Thank you for your answers. 여러분들이 이게 좀 어렵다면 따라가는 것만으로도 큰 도움이 될 거라고 생각을 합니다. Okay? So one last question. One last question. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna. This is a question that I want to ask people, just because it's my favorite question to ask. What are three objects you would bring to us to a stranded island?
To a deserted island.
To a deserted island.
You're sure.
Yeah, because I'm deserted, right? Deserted. Oops. Deserted island. And I spelled deserted correctly.
Not dessert.
Well,
I
because
mean,
if
that would be
you dessert, an island that has a lot of
Filled
desserts.
with dessert.
What are three objects? What are three objects you would bring to a deserted island? And I know some people are gonna say like, I'm gonna bring a boat with me, but you have to be able to carry it with you. You have to be able to carry it with you. And it has to be tangible. Tangible means to be able to be touched.
And it can't be another person, or can it be another person?
Person is not an object.
Person. Oh, okay, I see. So not a dog.
You have to be able to carry it. It's so funny because we talked about this question at church and people came up with weird answers like, I'm gonna bring my mom and she's gonna cook for me, she's gonna do everything. And I'm like, well, first of all, she's not an object. You can't carry her. So
you could probably carry her.
all right. What are three objects you would bring to a deserted island? How about doing this? How about you doing this on Instagram? How about doing this on Instagram? I want to keep my Instagram pretty personal for right now. But maybe later on down the road, if it gets picked up and if you guys enjoy it, maybe. Okay, Dylan says I would bring Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls?
I don't know.
What are Bear Grylls? What are Bear Grylls? Okay. Do you wanna go?
I have to think more. I don't really know exactly what I would bring, but let me think for a second.
I actually I'm gonna think a little bit more because my answer was terrible before. I'm going to bring I am going to bring.
Should I use a before? Well, you think. Should I use a before mother or father? It depends on the context. If you're talking about someone like my mother or father, you wouldn't say a. You would say, you know, my mother or her mother. But if you're talking about almost like an object, when you're saying a mother, when it's not a specific mother, when it's the category of mothers, a mother or a father did this or had this. But if you're talking about a specific mother that you know, and or you all know who you're talking about, you would say the mother or her mother, my mother, etc.
All right. I would bring a sleeping bag, a machete, and my guitar. I would bring a sleeping bag because it gets pretty cold at night. It can get pretty cold at night, and I really can't sleep on grass or on the sand without any support from my back. I also think a machete would be handy. I think a machete would be handy because I would be I would need to make food and hunt for myself. And I would bring my guitar because I think I would be able to make a lot of great songs while I'm stranded on an island. Okay.
Really quick, somebody asked, deserted island mean? It means that there's no other people. So you would be the only person alone on a wild island with plants and animals and things like that, but no people, no man-made things. You'd be the only person.
Good.
So it's what 3 things that you couldn't get on that island would you want to bring with you? And you'll be by yourself, is the idea.
Isolated island. That's exactly what it is. It's an isolated island. There's nobody. There's nobody there but you.
Seeds.
Or no humans. There can be animals, but no humans on the island except for you.
I
Deserted island.
think I would be very similar to what you said, but I would bring a hammock instead of a sleeping bag. I would bring not a machete. I would have hopefully, I mean, anything we want, right? So a really heavy duty and expensive Swiss Army knife, and probably drawing supplies for me to, because I mean, you like to play guitar, I like to do art.
So Christian Han says, I think I should bring some sort of seeds. I love that answer. I love that answer. Some sort of seeds. What kind of seeds? That's a very, very good answer. Stefan says he is a famous explorer who survived many deserted islands, Amazon or Sahara Desert. Who is he? Me? I survived the desert. I've been to Amazon, Sahara. Okay, Pebble Beach says.
Sorry.
No, I don't think I saw anything. Sure. Pebble Beach says 1 mirror, 2 cell phones, and 3 food. Okay, but again, it has to be 3 objects.
No, 1 mirror, 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. My bad, guys. My bad, Pebble Beach. So mirror, cell phone, and food. Cool. Why would you bring a mirror? Can you answer that? Why would you bring a mirror? Dylan says, I'd bring a knife, bottles, or just 1 bottle. Bottle of water and a lighter. Can't think of anything that I should bring before them. Great. Why would you bring 1 bottle of water? You can only take 1. Why would you bring a bottle of water? She just gave birth last week. She just gave birth last week. She has now become a mother. Good. She just gave birth last week.
Fire stick and water pack.
Good. I will bring a fire stick, a pack of water, sure, a pack of water, and a knife. And secondly, a utility knife. A utility knife. Good.
Yeah, that's Bear Grylls.
Oh, Bear Grylls is a person who. So he, because he's the one that said Bear
Yeah,
Grylls.
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
that must be a
Person.
person who survived all that. Great.
That's cool. I wanna. That's very impressive.
Okay, Luis, James, do you mind if I ask you how to improve your English just like a native speaker? Did you already explain? Then sorry, but I'm curious. No, don't be sorry. These are really good questions. Um, I don't mind if you ask. I don't mind if you ask. Um, I actually covered this in a video. You can go watch the video to for more information. But mainly the things I said was the two things I remember saying was number one, you have to speak a lot more. You have to speak a lot more than right now, um, because it's about speaking. It's not about writing. Okay, a language can be all sorts of things, but when it comes to actually speaking the language, you have to practice more. And I tell people, if natives speak for 12 hours, you need to speak at least 6 hours. You need to do at least 50% of that. So if you want to go above and beyond and actually improve more, then you have to put in more hours. And then I said, what if you don't have a friend? What if you don't have anybody that can speak English? What if you don't have the time? Speak to your family member, or speak to your best friend, or speak to your girlfriend. They don't have to speak back to you in English. I had a friend, Yubin was actually another friend that I would occasionally, not all the time, but I would occasionally speak English to him. And I would talk to my friend in English all the time in high school. And I lived in Korea most of my life, guys. And by doing this, by speaking English most of my day, I was able to keep improving and keep listening to myself and hear how I sounded like. Okay. Pebble Beach says, "Oh, I want to see my face. How it's getting, how it's. I want to see my face change in loneliness. I want to see my face change in loneliness."
Mm, that's an interesting reason to bring a mirror. Yeah,
Yeah, great, great.
it's a cool idea.
Ooh, it's time to go. Okay, so if anybody has any other kind of answers to this question, that would be awesome because I think I really, really liked. I liked your answer. You said you'd bring a hammock instead of a sleeping bag. Why would you bring a hammock instead of a sleeping bag?
Because um, they're comfortable. Also, you can use it as like a tent because if you have a hammock, if you have the right kind, you can fold them over the top of yourself. So you can be in like a little closed off tent almost thing. You can put them in different places. You can hang them really high if it has like predators that you're afraid of on the ground. You can use it as like a to hold stuff above ground when you're like away, like if you have put stuff in there.
Yeah,
I think it's more convenient, and it's usually not as bulky as a sleeping bag. Also,
good
as a
answer.
good sleeping bag. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I guess it's more portable then.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So before we go, Jun Young says, "May I ask how old you guys are? May I ask how old you guys are?" We're in the second grade. This is how they answer it. We're in the second grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how they answer it.
Oh, that's
We're in the
funny. I was
second
like,
grade.
what does that mean?
We're in the second grade, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Christine Han, lastly, I would bring a lighter. Cool. I really think lighters are awesome until it runs out of gas.
Right.
So,
I say learn how to make fires without them.
Yeah.
Because you can. You don't need a lighter.
Yeah.
It just might take you a few tries.
Yeah. I guess maybe a lighter would be handy so that, while you're learning how to make fire, you can just kind of, make do with it
Mm-hmm.
in the meantime. Okay. Cool, cool. Second grade. 2학년이에요, 2학년. 아직 2학년이에요, 2학년. Both of us is. or both of us are. All right. Cool. So now, I'll do this more often because I feel like a lot more people find it more helpful than me covering um, Beef or Gilmore Girls. We'll see how this goes. Let me know how you guys felt. Did you guys enjoy this? Do you guys find it helpful? Do you guys find it helpful? And I really want people to be more active, and I think people are active here with you and just talking about free topics or anything. And I just want people to be more active on it, and that's what I want people to do. Sometimes when I'm doing other things, people don't even say anything. So maybe it's not helpful for them. So, um, great guys, great. Thank you for being here. I'll see you probably during the weekend. We can probably make time to do this during the weekend,
Sure. Cool.
and most likely it will be Saturday. Okay. The live stream is so informative. Thank you. Um, yeah, it means 20s. Yes, exactly. Now, yeah, no, but second grade we don't do that. That's a very Korean thing. 양년이요, that's Korean thing, right?
In
So
the
you just say
US,
I'm in my
I'm in my
20s,
20s.
right?
Usually you say early or late 20s or
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay. All right. I will see you guys next time, and I will let you guys know when I'm doing the live, so you guys won't be surprised. I'll give you guys a little heads up. Okay. 여러분 감사드리고요. 새로운 분들 많이 보이는데 여러분들 그 구독 눌러주시면 좋을 것 같고요. 다음 시간에 뵙도록 할게요. 감사드립니다. 감사합니다.